Hi friends, welcome back. Today I wanted to share my newborn baby essentials. So my parenting style is very much like natural, non-toxic. I like to be super minimal. So my newborn essentials definitely reflect that. And I was very particular in choosing out items that I wanted to have for that newborn season. And I wanted to invest in items that would really help make newborn life easier for us without having so much stuff in our house. And I was so happy with pretty much everything that we purchased and that we prepared for our baby. He is just over 6 months old now, so definitely out of the newborn stage, but I still wanted to just chat about this while it's still pretty fresh in my head. And if you are brand new to my channel, my name is Tori and I love talking about natural, non-toxic living and how to create a simple life. So my first essential is the Snuggle Me Organic. We absolutely love this. Cohen really loved to be held and worn all the time, but this was pretty much the only place other than our arms that he would ever sleep. And it really just like hugs them and makes them feel cozy and tight. And I will mention that this, as well as other like co-sleeping devices, is not actually recommended for sleep. You can do your own research and make your own decision on that, but I'm not recommending that you use it for overnight sleep necessarily, but even just for supervised daytime naps, we really loved it. Okay, the second thing that I really loved having, and we had a September baby, so it was just starting to get cold. I loved having a beautiful, snuggly, warm, soft blanket for him. And so we have a Serenoni blanket, and he just lived in that blanket, just in our arms. He was always wrapped up in that, and it was so soft. And I will buy one of those blankets for every one of my babies. It was just the best and totally worth the money. I also really liked muslin blankets. I know that not everyone likes these. We never did swaddles. We never swaddled him. We didn't do any of the swaddle, like the zip up, whatever. We didn't do any of those. We would just wrap him up in a muslin blanket or his other Serenoni blanket. But I liked having muslin blankets because they're easier to wash, and we would just use those to put him down places or over our shoulder. He was never a big spit upper, but he did go through a couple like phases where he would spit up more. So I just really like those muslin blankets. I like how they feel. And personally, I like them better than swaddle blankets, but that's definitely preference. And the next thing is Burp Cloth. So like I said, he wasn't a big spitter, but he did still spit up occasionally, so it was nice to just have those little burp cloths. They're super handy and convenient. They're easy to have one just on you at all times or in the diaper bag, and they're super easy to wash. They're not as big to wash as like receiving blankets or muslin blankets. So if you do have a baby who spits up a ton, burp cloths are a lifesaver. Okay, and then the next item I love is sleep sacks that their arms are out. So like I mentioned, we never did swaddles. Personally, I just really wanted him to get used to that startle reflex because of course they wake up when they startle themselves. But I actually didn't want to suppress that. I know that some people do, and that's totally fine. But my preference was to just use a sleep sack where his arms could be out, and he's been in the same sleep sack for like 4 or 5 months ever since we got it. And we absolutely love our sleep sack. It's from a Canadian like handmade company called Parade Organics. And it's beautiful material, definitely built to last. It's been washed many times, and it's just like such soft organic cotton. And the next item is our sound machine, which is on in the background. I don't think that the camera will pick it up, but we have used our sound machine every single day since he was born, I think. And at first my husband was like, this is annoying. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep with it on. We just have it on like the white noise setting. And then after a few months of using it, one day my husband was like, I think we're going to have to get a sound machine for ourselves once we move him out of our room. So we really like the one that we have. It's very affordable. It's not fancy, but it has I think it has like 12 or 15 different settings. It has lullabies. It has different white noise. It has like nature sounds like rain and thunderstorms. And it has a little light that's the perfect amount of light in the middle of the night when I'm feeding him. And we have been super happy with it. Okay, and then I love having an activity mat or just like a nice thick padded blanket on the floor. I didn't really want to do like swings or bouncers or other things like that. I'm a huge advocate for babies being on the floor. It gives them full range of motion. It's really good for their development. Totally no hate if you love your baby swing. I'm not saying that, but we really liked having him on the floor from day one. Maybe not day one. Maybe he was a couple weeks old when we started placing him on the floor for tummy time and stuff. But we really liked having like a designated spot for him. We just used like a blanket on top of a sheepskin. The sheepskin was actually mine as a baby, and that's where he spent so many hours in his newborn days, and we had a little activity center that he could look up at, and eventually he would start like hitting it and touching it and grabbing it. He got so many hours of use out of that. It was definitely worthwhile. Okay, and then I really liked having a manual breast pump and a Haka. So I knew that I wanted to exclusively breastfeed, and that was my goal. I didn't really want to pump. I didn't really feel that it was necessary for me to pump, and I honestly was just lazy and didn't really want to. But having a manual hand pump was so convenient in the early days when I was super engorged and super sore. I would only use it maybe once a day or less, but it was just enough relief to be comfortable again. So I would definitely recommend that, even if your plan is to exclusively breastfeed. He's never taken a bottle. I have all this breast milk in my freezer that he hasn't touched. And then I also had a couple Hakas. Honestly, I didn't love wearing the Haka. It was pretty uncomfortable for me, and he was pretty big, so he would like kick it off. Okay, they actually make one that's like smaller. It doesn't stick out. It's like a little ladybug, I think. And next time I really want to try that. So if you've tried that, let me know. I did not love the shape of the Haka, but it was still so helpful, and I still wouldn't want to go through those newborn days without it because I was leaking, and I did have like letdown on the opposite side. So it was helpful, but I had like a love-hate relationship with it, but I would still say it was an essential. Okay, and then I recommend having a nice diaper bag that you really like, that has really good organization. I love my diaper bag. It's pretty affordable from Amazon. It has tons of pockets. It has good pockets. It has like nice ones on the outside and then on the inside, and I can have my water bottle on the outside. It basically checked all of my boxes. I love that it's a backpack, but then I can also carry it, the other straps. Would definitely recommend getting yourself a nice diaper bag because you are going to be carrying it everywhere you go for the next several years. Okay, then my next essential is a car mirror. Like one of the mirrors so that you can see them when they're in their car seat. Cohen hates the car seat, or he hated it as a newborn. He's gotten a lot better, but I just don't think that I could have done car rides at all without that. I just can't imagine not being able to see what my baby is doing, especially when he was really upset and crying. Just to know like, okay, he is upset, but he's okay. Would highly recommend a car seat mirror. Okay, and one of my favorite essentials is my Solly baby wrap. So I have several different baby carriers, but in the newborn days, I loved the Solly baby. I loved having him so close. He really loved it. He would nap in there all the time. I could breastfeed while he was in it, and it is a little bit harder to tie, to put on. There's a little bit of a learning experience, a learning curve, but once you get the hang of it, it's super easy. I would usually put it on if I was going out. I would put it on at home, and then I would go to church or go wherever I was going, and I could just quickly put him in it and not have to worry about like fiddling around with tying it in a parking lot or whatever. So we love Solly Baby. The fabric is just so soft, and definitely recommend those. Okay, and then I loved having a diaper changing mat. I talked about this a little bit in my postpartum video as well, but we never did a changing table or anything. I really like just changing baby like on the couch, on the bed, on the ground. I've nannied for many years, and that was just a preference that I know that I have. I've babysat for families that have a changing table, and I just would never use it. It's just my preference to do it on the ground. So I really like having a changing mat just to protect the floor or the couch or whatever. Okay, and the nose Frida is something that I didn't have ahead of time, and then we ended up going out to buy, especially having a fall and winter baby. I found once our furnace was on and once winter hit, he just would get like snotty and just a little bit congested even though he wasn't sick. The nose Frida was so convenient to just get those boogers out. It's so disgusting, so disgusting. But it works so well, and it would really help, especially if he wasn't sleeping great because he was just a little bit stuffed up. And then the last item is a nail cutting set. We actually just really like tiny little baby scissors or the nail clippers. I know lots of people love the Dremel. My husband actually cuts his nails most of the time, and we've never had an incident where he's cut his skin or anything. But I just really like having a convenient little kit that we can just pull out and use whenever we need it. So that's it. That is my top newborn baby essentials for about the first 0 to 3 months. Let me know if you'd like an updated version of these, because obviously with a 6-month-old, we're using totally different items on a daily basis. It does change, but those are the things that I loved for the first few months. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon.